Alright, I'm posting videos and just yapping away. Um, but I just listened to this one video that I was gonna maybe post, but man, I was just incoherent. I was just, just this dumbass, just blah 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 blah. I was annoying myself, so I erased it and I'm gonna try to remake it because I have something I want to say. um, no, like the original post was on the Book of Everything by Enoch, right? And within it, Enoch goes to heaven, and there's just one part of heaven uh, where angels are suffering. um, and I want to try to set that straight. I think or tell you how I see it. Um, but what I want to start with is like imagine an RPG game, right? Just imagine you're in an RPG game. Now imagine trying to recreate an RPG game in the real world, right? But instead of like the LARP people, um, you use robots, right? Now you could, you might need to have like villages and towns and cities, but the wilderness is inhabited by these robots that are monsters that you have to defeat. When you defeat these monsters, you get experience, and you might get some like treasures of some kind. Um, like with robots, you could definitely recreate a RPG game in real life. Um, but like this is an activity that people might want to engage in, even though, like when you're out in the wilderness, it's like hot, right? And like you don't have like air conditioning, right? Um, I mean, like I like to walk. I like to walk out in the desert. It's hot. It's painful. But there's this sense of um, accomplishment or after all that exertion. Um, I mean, meanwhile there are all these men in big trucks, with their air conditioning and their cushioned cushioned seats. Playing some music that gives them a biochemical high. Probably sipping their lattes, but they're big men because they got a big truck, right? The power of advertising. Um, but like this is an activity that might cause suffering, and you could even conceive of like um, not just an RPG world, but just like this adventure that you could send someone along in, like a child even, and you could even conceive of a tribe using something like this as a coming of age thing for a child, becoming an adult, where they have to go through this trial with all these robots that they have to fight. There's not gonna be any death involved, but there could be pain and suffering. The robots might like zap you with electricity or something, or even push you to the ground and bruise you. Um, but even walking through the wilderness is would be exertion. It's not like when you're sitting in your chair and your character's walking through the wilderness, and it's all hunky dory because it's beautiful. But you could totally conceive of a tribe using something like this as a coming of age thing, and it could be an activity that people would want to engage in, right? And like furthermore, like again, when we watch stories where characters are suffering, it's like sometimes that suffering is a great, beautiful expression of virtue, right? So this wasn't a bad part of heaven where people were being punished. It's like after you die and you realize the beauty of virtue. then you might have some regrets, and you might want to come back down and live that badass life you were too bitch ass to live when you were down here. And so yeah, no, I don't think it's bad at all. It's like when we're suffering and we're going through honest, pure, authentic suffering. The good side of the veil, they admire us. They're close to us. Um, and there's nothing strange about any of this stuff either, because when we look at like, I mean, these are like higher beings, and when we think of higher beings, we think of like the aloof leaders of our day or any day, right? Who don't give a shit about us lesser beings. And the higher beings are beyond all that. They're beyond it all. Um, but we can see this in our relationship with like cute little animals running around, right? We're the higher beings, they're the lesser beings, but when we see how cute they are, and sometimes how loving, and sometimes some animals are jerks, The animals have different personalities, um, different behaviors, but sometimes they're just so loving and so kind, and that warms our heart. Um, and so we can see this echoed, I think, in our we're not beyond it when we see a cute little puppy being all loving. Um, anyways,